It sounds to me like the president is fearful that Tea Party Republicans might actually force the government to live within its means. Joining me now is a congressman who was swept into office by that Tea Party-driven midterm election and who is one of the rank-and-file Republicans the president claims is supposedly tying the speaker's hands. Florida Republican Congressman Dennis Ross. Congressman Ross, it's always a pleasure. Welcome back to Freedom Watch.
Thank you, Judge. It's a pleasure to be back.
Was the president taking pot shots at you and other freshman Republicans who believe in the sound dollar, who were elected promising not to dig the debt deeper, but to get us out of that hole?
Oh, I didn't question in my mind he was taking pot shots at us. But, I mean, we're correct. We're right. Judge, we didn't get to where we are today because we didn't tax too much. We got to where we are today because we spent too much. And now he wants to hold us hostage on tax hikes in order to get us out of a deficit that he exponentially increased over the last 2 years. We look beyond this. We see what the real problem is. The problem is economic growth by investing capital, not by taxing that capital. We've got to cut our spending.
Ooh, I love the fire in your belly, Congressman Ross. Does Speaker Boehner, does the leadership of the Republican Party in the House share Dennis Ross's fire in the belly?
Well, I think the Speaker's on the right track when he says no to any new taxes. And I get great sense of confidence in knowing that. Now, what the Speaker will ultimately do, I don't know. But I tell you what I would do. I would settle for making sure that whatever cuts we get, that they are commensurate with whatever debt ceiling increase we offer. Plus, we have to have a cap on spending of no more than 18% of GDP. And I firmly believe in order to make sure that we do this the right way so we never have to address it again, we have a balanced budget amendment. Those three things.
Are you confident, Congressman Ross, that the Republican leadership will not agree to any tax increase, even if it so-called closes a loophole and just imposes tax on this, that, and that one and not on everybody else? I mean, a tax is a tax, no matter what you call it. The government is taking money away from the private sector and putting it into that black hole in Washington. Will the Speaker oppose any efforts by the president to do that, whether you call it a tax or a revenue enhancer or any other cockamamie name?
Well, right now, I'd have to say yes. That's what the course we're on, and I got to give, again, the Speaker a lot of credit for that, and I'm grateful to him for doing that. I think we need strong tax reformation. We need to scrap the existing tax code. We need to look at fair tax. We need to look at flat tax. We've got to make it so that we have an equitable tax system. But to couple all of a sudden now these tax loopholes and reformation as part of a debt ceiling, I think a little bit late. That's a whole other subject that we can address down the road.
Who has the upper hand as we speak? The Democrats or the Republicans? Who has the stronger bargaining position at this moment?
I believe the Republicans should have the stronger bargaining position, but we're going to have to take some great pains in order to assert that position. You know, everybody says, well, you got to compromise, you got to compromise. You know, we didn't get here because we acted in the position of strength. We got here because we let compromise lead us to giving everybody what they wanted instead of giving America what it needed, and that was living within its means.
Exactly. You were elected along with about 85 or so of your freshman colleagues, promising not to increase debt. That would mean no increase in the debt ceiling, no matter what the president promises to do. How many Republicans will stick to their guns on that?
Well, you know, if you're looking at the continuing resolution that passed back in March, we had about 90 of us Republicans stick together. I would say that there's at least 90 of us right now. There's probably more out there that will stick together to say, hey, we're not going to increase our debt. We're not going to increase taxes. We ran on a platform of getting government to live within its means, and we mean that. Otherwise, we won't be back here.
I think the president understands that. I mean, he actually stated what I thought was a bit of a truth when he said, words to the effect of, John Boehner might not be here negotiating with me had it not been for the rank and file of his party, the people that Dennis Ross and like-minded Republicans represent.
Well, I appreciate that. I think that there's a lot of people inside the Beltway here that forgot what happened in November 2010 and trying to get back to business as usual. And when I just got back today to Washington, D.C. from being home from a weekend, and everywhere I went, the word was, don't raise the debt ceiling. Keep the fight. Hang in there. You know, and those are the people that sent me here. I'm going to listen to them. They know my principles, and they know that I will stick to it.
If it's any consolation to you, the latest Fox News poll, 29% raise the debt ceiling. 71% don't raise the debt ceiling under any circumstance. Congressman Ross, it is always a pleasure. Stick to your guns, and you're always welcome here.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You as well. The Chamber of Commerce and the